I'm Mary Beth Albright with the Washington Post. All I want is a hot meal made in one pan and be done with it. Today, we're making a sheet pan dinner. It's everything for dinner made on one pan in one oven at one temperature, and it's all ready at the same time. Plus, you can tailor it for a vegan, a vegetarian, or a meat eater. Magic. And maybe you're looking at this and you're like, Mary Beth, I don't have broccoli, I don't have red pepper. It's fine. You can tailor it to whatever vegetables you have around. Step number 1, turn your oven to 400 degrees. Step 2, you make a sauce. And if you're like, Mary Beth, make a sauce, who do you think I am? It's so easy. It's just a bunch of ingredients in a bowl, whisked up, no heat at all. You can do it. So for the sauce, we start with 1/4 cup of plain yogurt. It can be fat, it can be non-fat, whatever you feel like you can handle these days. To the yogurt, we're adding 1/4 cup of tahini. Tahini is just toasted sesame seeds ground up into something that looks like peanut butter. It is nutty and complex and delicious. It's gonna be tough. It's worth it. And then we're going to put in the juice of 1 freshly squeezed lemon. And 1 clove of garlic, chopped up really finely. And a little bit of salt. Remember, you can always add salt later, you can't take it away. So this is going to get a little thick. You wanna put a little bit of steamy hot water into it at a time to sort of loosen it up. So you want this somewhere between a sauce and a paste at this point. Before we put the ingredients on the sheet pan, we gotta prepare the sheet pan. Here it is. Just any old pan you have that'll fit in your oven. And I'm covering it with a piece of parchment paper. You can also use aluminum foil, that's fine. The reason we put parchment paper on the sheet pan is 1, it's easier cleanup. We all want that these days. And number 2, it just doesn't stick to the pan. It makes it just easier to get all the ingredients off. Now I have 2 boneless, skinless chicken thighs, which are great because they're more flavorful and less expensive than chicken breasts. If you wanna go for the breasts, go for the breasts, it's fine. I'm doing 1 per person right now. If you have hungry people, make more. And what we're going to do is take the sauce that we just made and slather it onto the chicken. There you go. Now here's the thing, don't let the spoon touch the chicken or else, there could be cross-contamination into your sauce. Okay, so these are ready and I'm just going to put them on one end of my sheet pan. I'm going to put the sauce aside for now. We're gonna use it again later. You're gonna be excited about it. And I'm going to top each piece of chicken with a slice of lemon. Make it a thick slice, big, thick, juicy slice. So now I've got a couple of paper towels and I'm going to take some chickpeas, they're rinsed and drained, and then just dry them off, roll them around in the paper towels. I'm making these chickpeas because they add a great crunch to the dish, but also if you're serving somebody who's vegetarian or vegan, you can just serve them the chickpeas as their protein with the vegetables and it's dinner for everybody. So now I have a bowl of little potatoes. I love these for sheet pan dinners because they cook really quickly. If you can't find little potatoes, that's fine. You can just cut up a potato into about 1-inch cubes. And now I just have a carrot that I've cut into little coins here. Happy to have a carrot, no matter what it looks like. Now I have some broccoli that I've cut into pretty large florets because as the broccoli roasts, the water comes out of them and they shrink a little bit. So I wanna make them pretty large and also about the same size. You have a little tiny one like this, don't put it on, it's just gonna burn. And finally, I have some red pepper that I've sliced up, sweet red pepper, that I'm going to put on the sheet pan. Now look, the reason that I did it in this order is that you have things with the most water to things with the least water. And that's because the chicken has a lot of water in it. So there's gonna be a lot of liquid around it when it comes out of the oven. I wanna keep those chickpeas and those potatoes nice and crunchy and away. It's sort of like the vegetables in the middle are a barrier between the crunchy things and the chicken. Now we're going to take some olive oil and drizzle it over everything except the chicken. Chickpeas, potatoes, carrots, broccoli, red pepper. Don't be stingy with the oil. This is what brings out the crunchiness and that great roasted flavor. Now I'm going to sprinkle a little salt over everything except the chicken. The final thing I'd like for you to do is put a little bit of paprika over the chickpeas. The paprika transforms the chickpeas. Like, you're gonna feel like, oh my gosh, I feel like I've never eaten chickpeas before. I'm just gonna toss things a little bit, not a lot, just roll them around a little bit in the pan to get things covered with the olive oil. And then you take this whole tray and you put it into your 400-degree oven. And you wait 30 minutes. Okay, here we go. In my oven at 400 degrees, the chicken is done at 30 minutes. If you want to test your chicken's doneness, chicken thighs are done when the center registers 165 degrees. These are perfect. Now remember, if you're feeding somebody who eats meat, put a piece of chicken on. If you're serving a vegetarian, leave the chicken off and do everything else. If you're serving a vegan, you can put on everything else, and if you want to, you can make a tahini sauce just out of the tahini. No yogurt, just double the tahini. And if you don't have tahini, just make a yogurt sauce. It's everything on one plate, done at one time, with something for everyone. Here we go. And the potatoes. See, they stayed nice and crunchy away from the chicken. Now I'm gonna do the chickpeas on top. Nice, crunchy chickpeas. And now, to top it off, a little bit of our drizzling sauce. If it got a little thick while it was in the oven, just add a little bit of scalding hot water and it'll thin right up. It smells so good. If you have some fresh oregano, put it on top, or really any fresh herb. Oh my gosh, it looks so good. I love dinner in one bowl. Everything you can mix up and create delicious little bites. Actually, let me do that right now. Here we go. The crunchy chickpeas with the paprika really complements the chicken. And everything is the perfect consistency. It's just about pairing things well in a sheet pan dinner. The broccoli with the sauce is unbelievable. All right, here's the real test. Are the potatoes crunchy? They are. Crunchy on the outside, soft and pillowy inside. I'm just gonna take the sheet pan over to the couch now.